What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Infinite Frontier Batman issue number 121. And if you have not been keeping up with everything going on in this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with Batman ever since he left Gotham. And what we have seen from this series is Batman, like I said, has left Gotham. He is headed to the South China Sea, to a small island where we have Batman Incorporated. With them being accused of murder, Batman goes to investigate. Upon arriving, he finds out about an individual that goes by the name of Abyss. And what Batman is being told is that Batman Incorporated murdered him. Lex Luthor being the financial backer of Batman Incorporated after Bruce Wayne had lost all of his money. We see a confrontation between Batman and Abyss. And in this confrontation, Batman, he goes completely dark, having no eyesight whatsoever. He ends up finding himself side by side with Lex Luthor going against Batman Incorporated. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue 121, we are picking up in the past, in Metropolis, with Lex Luthor watching a presentation by Bruce Wayne. This presentation, this public speech that he is giving, is about how he is going to help financially take down crime across the globe. That he is going to be helping Batman's war against crime, and he's going to help it by going to the global level. This was his introduction of Batman Incorporated. With Lex Luthor seeing all of this, it gives him an idea of a program that he could create himself. And picking us up currently with Batman Lex Luthor versus Batman Incorporated and Abyss. Batman is just learning that Abyss is the leader of Batman Incorporated, and Lex Luthor, he sent Batman Incorporated to take down Abyss, with us not really understanding why he did this. Regardless, Abyss made them a better offer, offering Batman one last chance to join them to kill Lex Luthor, or you stand against us. And Abyss also knows that Batman cannot see. He is in complete darkness right now. With the odds stacked against him, we see the young female detective make her way up here, with Batman telling her she needs to get out of here, that they are outnumbered and outgunned. The detective, she brought back up. And this is where we see the helicopters, they come descending down on Batman Incorporated. And this is where Abyss takes the opportunity, now having an audience to view the spectacle that will be the fall of Batman and Lex Luthor. We see the brawl begin to break out, and as everyone is beginning to fight, everyone's throwing their punches, trying to protect themselves, so on and so forth. This is where Batman says, "Code Club of Heroes." Abyss, he asks what that means, and Batman Incorporated, they let him know that this undercover mission is now over. That's exactly what that means, and it also means that we no longer work for you. And so now Batman Incorporated, they have turned on Abyss, and now they are trying to take him down. And while he is fighting them, he's letting them know, or letting Batman know, that all of them, they all wanted to be Batman. They all aspired to be like him. But then Lex Luthor came along and offered Abyss an offer. Offered him the tools to become Batman. Lex Luthor began experimenting on Abyss, giving him the power to control the darkness. This was all an attempt to have Lex Luthor create a Batman that would be loyal to him, but the equivalent to Bruce Wayne. But the thing is, Abyss was able to escape, escaping in Lex Luthor's grasp, he had sent Batman Incorporated to try to take them down, with Abyss being able to take down all of Batman Incorporated, with Batman not having his eyesight, and him almost taking out Lex Luthor. He makes his escape, with the detective unloading her pistol directly at him. He runs and jumps off this building, taking off just in the nick of time. And this is where Batman, he turns to Lex Luthor and lets him know that he needs his help, with Lex Luthor grinning his evil smile. Batman doesn't actually need Lex Luthor's help so much as the technology that Lex Luthor has, because Batman knows that Lex Luthor, he gave Abyss the darkness that he has. And while he knows the darkness, he can't fight Abyss while he is in this daze. So what he is going to do is bring the light to both of them, taking whatever he did off of Lex Luthor's suit and putting it into his own. This is where Batman, he takes off and goes after Abyss. And while Abyss, he really did think that he had the opportunity to get away, he looks over his shoulder only to find Batman. And at first, Abyss, he is very confused on what is happening here. Batman letting him know that Lex Luthor would never give him such powers without having a way to combat him. And so we see them both brought into the light, with Abyss not wasting any time and immediately going in on Batman. We see the fight break out. And while the fight is going on, we see Batman's vision, it comes back. And with Batman's sight now back on board, Abyss, he stood no chance. No matter what training Lex Luthor gave him, no matter what experiments he did, he is still no comparison for the Batman. But Batman also is willing to accept all of the mistakes that he has made, because the truth is, he lost sight of Batman Incorporated. Lex Luthor, he preyed on that. And so while Batman didn't make the Abyss, he is more than willing to help him out, with Abyss throwing down some smoke and making his escape. Abyss is now on the run. They found the kidnapped individuals that Abyss had been keeping off to the side as collateral, up on the rooftop talking to the young detective. Batman is letting her know that he is going to be taking off. And while she would love for the Batman to stay and help this city out, the truth is, Bruce Wayne lets her know that this city doesn't need Batman. It doesn't need Batman Incorporated. It needs someone like her. And he tells her that when you are ready to let me know. Of course, she doesn't really understand what this means, at least not yet. But this seems to be foreshadowing a new member of the Bat family. As for Lex Luthor, they can't really connect him to Abyss or any other experiments. But the truth is, Lex Luthor, he has created abysses in many different cities across the globe, all in an effort to create his own Batman. And so, at least for today, Lex Luthor, he gets to walk, with no evidence to be able to actually stick to him. There's nothing that they can do about this. But at least for the time being, he no longer has control of Batman Incorporated. And so with everything really starting to come down to a close, Batman Incorporated, they let Batman know that they have been working this case ever since the very beginning. Ever since Batman Incorporated had first started, they had been investigating what Lex Luthor had been up to. And while they don't have evidence just yet, they now know for a fact that Lex Luthor has more or less been creating sleeper agents all across the globe. Now Batman, he needs to be elsewhere, because Oracle has gotten in communication with him and is letting him know that things at Arkham Tower, they have gone completely sideways, and that he is needed back in Gotham right now. And so with Batman now back in Gotham City, he calls in for somebody that might be able to give him a little bit of assistance, to keep watch on what is going on out in the world. While he is working on Gotham City and Arkham Tower, he gives a call to Ghostmaker. Ghostmaker, who is currently training Clown Hunter. But not only that, we have Prometheus. He has been keeping tabs on Batman this whole time. And with keeping tabs on him, he is letting Deathstroke know that Batman is now back in Gotham City. And as long as Batman is distracted, he is not going to see what is about to come. And what is about to come is the Shadow War. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Honestly, I wasn't expecting this story arc to end so quickly. Like, this was one of the quickest Batman story arcs that I've read in the last couple of years. They sent him off to deal with Batman Incorporated, to deal with Lex Luthor, to deal with Abyss, and then it all comes to a close. And nothing was really solved in all of it. Abyss is still on the loose. Batman Incorporated, yeah, they're free of Lex Luthor, but Lex Luthor, he's still not having to pay for any of the crimes that he committed or the experiments he's been doing on people to create his own Batman. It really felt like this issue, more than anything, was just here so we could foreshadow the Shadow War that will be coming up in the near future. So I will say that I'm a little bit disappointed. I really wanted to see this little story arc here get a little bit further, get a little bit more depth into it. Let us explore Batman Incorporated just a little bit more. Let's find out more about Abyss and where he comes from. And when I say that, I mean prior to his experiments with Lex Luthor. So hopefully we're gonna be able to come back and hit on this. Now, when it comes to the Arkham Tower, they have been releasing Detective Comics once a week, and it has been hell to try to keep up with. I think right now I am almost like 3 or 4 issues behind, and I just did like 5 or 6 issue video not that long ago. But if you want to check that out, make sure that you go check out my Detective Comics playlist. And here soon, probably in the next week or so, we're gonna get fully caught up on everything that is going on inside of Arkham Tower. And with the death of the Justice League just on the horizon, I guess this is their way of quickly getting Batman back to Gotham City, back to the Justice League, just so that in a couple of issues, they can just get rid of him. And we know that the Justice League, they are going to be out of the picture, at least for the foreseeable future, and we're going to be focusing on legacy characters. And so what I'm assuming is they're bringing Batman in so that they can deal with Arkham Tower, get that taken care of, and then we have the death of the Justice League. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.